The Brandywell Stadium is a municipal dual-use football and greyhound racing stadium located in Derry, Northern Ireland. The football team play on Friday evenings, usually at 7:45 p.m. The greyhound racing takes place on Monday evenings and occasionally on Thursday evenings. Football location, features and history. The stadium is situated on the Lone Moor Road just southwest of the Bogside in the Brandywell area and shares the road with another sports ground, Celtic Park, the headquarters of the Derry GAA. The ground, which is within walking distance of the city centre, is more commonly referred to as simply the Brandywell, and is the home of Derry City FC. Previously it was the home of Derry Celtic. The ground, as well as the stadium, features a large grass training area, a club shop, a clubhouse, from which the club and ticket offices operate, and parking space for cars and coaches. The legal owner of the stadium is the Derry City Council, however, which, under license, permits Derry City to make use of the grounds for training matches and the running of its various other club affairs, such as administration and the retail outlet. Plans of Derry Cities to purchase a pitch fell through after the formation due to the tight timescale between the birth in 1928 and the seasons beginning in 1929, and so the London-Derry Corporation was approached for the use of the Brandywell Stadium, which had been used for football up until the end of the 19th century. This began an association between the club and the ground which has survived until the present day. The club is still operating under the constraints of the The Irish Society Charter limitations, which declare that the Brandywell must be available for the recreation of the community. In effect, the club do not have private ownership over the ground and, thus, cannot develop it by their own accord, with that discretion being left to the Derry City Council. Derry City's first game at the Brandywell was against Glentoran on the 22nd of August 1929. The stadium has played host to many notable matches, such as Derry City's 1-0 victory IFK Göteborg on the 27th of July 2006 in the UEFA Cup first qualifying round. However, current facilities for spectators and media simply cannot cope with the demand for some matches. The ground also hosted the Fire League Cup final in 2006 between Derry City and Dublin rivals Shelbourne FC. Derry won the dramatic game after it went to a penalty shootout. The dimensions of the pitch itself measure 111 yards in length by 72 yards in width. Due to health and safety regulations, the stadium has a seating capacity of 2,900 for European football competitions run by UEFA, although it can accommodate 8,200 on a normal domestic match day, including those both standing and seated, for a period of 14 years. Between 1971 and 1985, only greyhound meetings and junior football were held at the venue, as both the police and the Irish League imposed a ban on Derry City using the stadium as the home ground due to the Troubles. Derry City used the Coleraine Showgrounds instead for a number of home ties from September 1971 before leaving the Irish League entirely in October 1972 due to the unsustainability of such an arrangement. The area surrounding the stadium was considered to be too dangerous by the Irish League for the visit of a number of opposing teams, especially those with unionist support. Due to the Troubles, 1985 saw Derry admitted into the Republics League, the League of Ireland, and a much welcomed return of senior football to the ground. Unusually, the Brandywell do not usually have a police presence inside it during Derry City games. However, the PSNIDA have the ability to enter the stadium in an emergency. The Brandywell Stadium also hosts the final games of the Foyle Cup tournament. In 2002, the stadium was voted the 10th favourite sporting venue in the UK by BBC's Radio 5 Live. Development past, present and planned. The Brandywell has undergone large-scale redevelopment as recent years, with the curved cantilever new stand being constructed in 1991 and the terraced jungle being demolished in 2004. The jungle section was the home of Derry's noisier hardcore element of fans. Many of these fanatics now occupy the area of and surrounding Block J in the new stand, the quieter blocks of the new stand, where the remainder of the more reserved spectators sit, are sometimes referred to as the library, in jest by the louder group. Furthermore, the stadium saw the construction of 450 extra seats opposite the new stand on the site of the old jungle to complement the pre-existing small Glentoran stand on that side of the ground, as well as the development of a drug testing facility. In August 2006, in order to cope with the demand for Derry's UEFA Cup second qualifying round tie with Gretna FC, although the remainder of available space around the pitch and racing track is used as a terrace, development is set to continue with the building of the proposed Brandywell complex. On behalf of the club, Brandywell Properties plans for the complex include an 8,000 all-seater stadium, new playing and training pitches, an indoor football complex, retail units, a medical centre and a pharmacy. There are, however, no plans under the current proposals to include a dog racing track. The cost of this development, which is aimed to be completed by 2012, is reportedly £12 million. Work on the new complex was planned to begin by spring 2007. The need for new stadium facilities became prominent, with the old side of the stadium becoming noticeably more run down by the season. However, as legal owners of the land, Derry City Council ultimately holds the key to the proceeding of any planned development, while an alternative idea of building a new multi-purpose stadium for the city on the site of a dismantled British Army post at the city's Fort George, or even a move to a redeveloped Templemore Sports Complex, has also been aired due to delays in the process. On the 12th of January 2007, financial advisor and former Gaelic Athletic Association president Peter Quinn, who played a pivotal role in securing funding for the redevelopment of the modern-day Croke Park, was appointed as a consultant by Brandywell Properties to spearhead the club's bid to take over the redevelopment of the Brandywell Stadium and help the plan progress. On behalf of Brandywell Properties, he is to seek funding from both the Irish and British governments, as well as injections from the National Lottery along with sums from other sporting agencies in order to help raise the £12 million needed. The proposals will eventually be submitted to the government, as well as to the City Council. On the 19th of February 2007, the chairman of Brandywell Properties, Jack Macaulay, a former chairman of Derry City, reiterated the intention of focusing on the Brandywell Stadium for redevelopment and made it clear that the club's traditional and spiritual home at the Brandywell was the only show in town as far as the football club was concerned. He also expressed how he was amazed and surprised that options such as the Templemore Sports Complex and Fort George were actually talked of being available. Record League of Ireland attendance 9,800. The stadium in song during games. Derry City's fans can often be heard singing, "We all live in the Randy Brandywell, the Randy Brandywell, the Randy Brandywell," to the tune of the Beatles' Yellow Submarine. Greyhound Racing. Northern Irish greyhound tracks are unusual in the sport of greyhound racing due to the fact that they do not fall within the jurisdiction of the Greyhound Board of Great Britain. Instead, the Irish Greyhound Board oversee proceedings. The track in Derry raced for the first time on the 29th of July 1932 under the leadership of Hugh Duffy. The track is regarded as being one of the smallest in Ireland. The Brandywell Greyhound Racing Company were responsible for ensuring that racing continued over the years, even during the period from 1971 until 1985, when the football was cancelled here due to the unrest in Northern Ireland. The Greyhound Racing was fortunate to experience just one short closure. The track hosts an Irish Greyhound Derby trial stake every year, and major events have included the James Corrie Marathon, Festival Derby and Ulster 500.